Okay, in this video I'm going to show you two horror movies that I got from the mail last week. I remember seeing the sequel years ago. You remember Joe Bob Briggs? He used to have the monster movie. Was it monster movie? I think it was Monster Movie Mayhem. I can't remember right now on TNT. I saw part two, part three, and I saw the first one a couple of days ago, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't saw part four yet, and I haven't seen part five yet. I'll give you a clue about this the horror movies I'm talking about. It's about this tall man, these weird crystal balls, this mausoleum that has little dwarfs that are his slaves, and this tall man loves to say the word boy. You're about to be late to the funeral, boy. Yes, I'm talking about Phantasm. Part one, part two. I only own part one and part two. I saw part 3 years ago. On video, I saw part two, like I said, on Joe Bob Briggs' Monster Movie Mayhem, or Monster Movie Madness. I can't remember the total name right now. You gotta forgive me, but I used to love watching Joe Bob Briggs all the time on TNT. Boy, he was a cool Texas cowboy, or a cool Texas host, whatever. And no, I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. My favorite team is it used to be the Washington Redskins, and now it's the Washington football team. I got to do a video about that later, but sorry, it's kind of hot in this kitchen. It's really hot. Hope the summer will end and fall will begin. It will be cold, cold, cold again. Even though when it's cold weather, I'm going to be pissed about that too. But anyway, I really enjoyed the first Phantasm. Directed by Don Coscarelli. He did a good job directing this. It's creepy, cool, and scary at the same time. It's about mostly this kid played by A.K.A. Baldwin. Mike, I can't remember if it's an uncle or friend, whatever. Tommy, yeah, it was Tommy, who was making love to that girl, but it was really the tall man in disguise. He kills Tommy, and he's I think he's living with his older brother Jody, played by Billy Thornberry, and Mike is getting suspicious about this funeral home he was spying on. He wasn't invited to Tommy's funeral because their parents, I think, got killed in a car accident. I forgot how the parents died, but so they didn't want Mike at the funeral. But he spies on the funeral anyway, and he sees this weird tall guy carrying the casket, Tommy's casket, by himself, because that casket had to weigh I'm not good on measurements, but it had to weigh a ton of, had to take 2 or 3 people to carry the casket, but the tall man just picks it up by himself because he's not human. I like the scene where, Mike, he goes to the fortune teller, and she tells him, you shouldn't be afraid of fear, or you shouldn't fear anything. When he sticks his hand in that box, it is a cool scene. Also, my favorite character, of course, is Reggie, played by Reggie Bannister, the ice cream man or the ice cream vendor. In the sequels, he's always horny. Well, not always horny, but you gotta watch the sequels, the franchise. I mean, the series to know what I'm talking about. Part one is really a good one. Part two, I kind of like. The character of Mike was in it, but he was played by a different actor. I heard a lot of people didn't like this actor playing him. They miss, A. Michael Baldwin playing Mike, but he's played by James Lee Gross. Of course, the tall man is played by Angus Scrimm. Angus Scrimm. He passed away in 2016. May he rest in peace. He was cool as the tall man. He was real creepy in a good way. Of course, part two is also directed by Don Coscarelli. I think he did a good job he did a good job directing this. But like I said, I don't own part three. I remember part three where, A. Michael Baldwin returned as the character of Mike, and it's been a while since I've seen part three. But I just remember Reggie. He goes to this house and he meets this little boy. Sadly, the little boy, spoiler alert, the little boy gets killed by the tall man. At the end, he doesn't really get killed by the tall man. I think the dwarfs you know, those little his little slaves, the dwarves, came and killed him. The ending is always like what happened in the first ending, you know, part two, part three. It's always the same thing what happens at the ending. Ended, I mean. But like I said, little Tim, I think he gets killed. He doesn't return to the sequels, which is a shame because I like that little kid. But it is what it is. But anyway, part two is where Reggie, Mike, he's staying at the mental institution, but when he's released, he's in Reggie's care, and Reggie, when he brings Mike. Let me start over. Let me get this video right. You know how I do in these videos. I always mess up my words. That's just how I am. I'm sorry. It's hot in this kitchen. Anyway, Reggie, he brings Mike back to his aunt's place, and the tall man, he blows up the house. That's sad. He kills Reggie's relatives. But mostly Mike, he's got to save this girl. I think the girl's name was, what was the girl's name? I can't remember the girl's name right now. The actress was played by Paula Irving. But anyway, that's it. I just feel like talking about, Phantasm 1 and 2. I don't own 3 and 4. I haven't saw part 4 or part 5 yet. Part 5, I think that was the Tom, Angus Scrimm's last movie as a tall man. Maybe that was his last movie ever, but I gotta look that up. But if you love horror, especially 70s and 80s horror, this was 1979. Yeah, this was I think this was 1988. I could be wrong. I can't see the year on here. Only year I saw when the DVD was released, 2009. Maybe it's on here. I can't. Well, yeah, I want to get this right. I'll say 88, 1988. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. I'm just guessing. But yeah, if you haven't saw Phantasm yet, you gotta check this out. It's really a cool, creepy cemetery mausoleum horror film about the tall man kidnapping. I forgot to say he was kidnapping the dead bodies and turning them into these little midget slaves. I'm sorry for using the word midget. I know we live in the PC universe. I shouldn't say that, but I'm just because I can't say dwarfs right now. I'm always screwing my words up, but that's how I am. Check out Phantasm 1 and 2. And check out Phantasm 3, 4, or 5. I'm sure those are good too. I only saw 3. I told you I haven't saw 4 or 5 yet, but I remember seeing 1 and 2. And between it's been a while since I saw part 3, but 1 and 2, I think this was my favorite right now. 2 is alright. I agree with the audience who didn't like James Lee Gross, he did a good job playing Mike, but I always thought A. Michael Baldwin should have returned to play his character as Mike, but I didn't know why maybe he didn't want to do it. I don't know. Maybe you can look that up. I'm not good with why actors don't want to. Maybe it's for the money. I'm just guessing. Anyway, that's it. I'm about to end this video. And I might return to do my Halloween suggestions videos. If you watch my videos from the past, I always do Halloween suggestions, talking about movies you should watch on Halloween. But yes, I'm about to end this video, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to subscribe to my channel. Have a good night.